Greetings everyone, welcome to the official channel of Law Prep Tutorial. I'm your host, friend and guide Harshvardhan Tripathi. And in today's video, in a very quick format, I am going to take you through the Aparajita bill. Now as you can know that this particular bill is amending Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita and providing for higher punishment, higher order of punishment for the offense of rape. And because of this there are a lot of newspapers which have covered this particular article. There are a lot of areas that needs to be understood from this particular bill's perspective, though this bill is not yet enforced because it requires mandatory assent of the president. But there are certain additional facts which might be very important for a CLAT aspirant based on legal section, or for that matter GK section. Now, as we already understand that bills which are usually not passed are not encompassed in the syllabus of CLAT because sub judice matters are not asked, legislations which are not yet act are usually not asked. But then this particular article is making rounds on internet, so why not to discuss about this? Now in this particular article, we are going to study about death penalty, what is the provision for time bound trial, and then what are the publication curbs. Okay, so what is the bill about? As you know that this particular bill, the entire name is Aparajita Woman and Child West Bengal Criminal Law Amendment Bill 2024. Now please understand that are part of criminal laws are part of concurrent list, and both the state as well as the union can make a law on this. Okay, but then it is largely seen that when state law cannot be repugnant to state law cannot be repugnant to the union law. Okay, if it is the case that it is repugnant to union law, then precedent assent is required. Okay, so this was basically the legislation coming out of a direct response of the RG Kar Medical College and Hospital rape incident, the brutal rape and murder. And August 9th is the date of that particular incident. The purpose is for stricter laws against sexual violence. Now this bill is now amending Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, Bharatiya Nyaya Suraksha Sanhita and Protection of Children Against Sexual Offences Act 2012, which we usually called as POCSO. Why the assent of the president is essential? Like I have already told you, the assent of the president is essential because this is the 7th schedule of the Indian Constitution where both center and the state can pass laws in the concurrent list areas. Criminal law and criminal procedure are entries 1 and entry 2 in the concurrent list. The three bills, Aparajita by West Bengal government. Okay, there are other laws, Disha and Shakti. So Disha is from Andhra Pradesh, Shakti is from Maharashtra. Okay, these particular bills in the past have tried to amend criminal laws in a way that it is repugnant to the law made by the parliament, that is Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. Now whenever it is happening, Article 254 says that you need to have the assent of the president. Without this assent, the law passed by the state to the extent of such repugnancy are considered as void. So although this media portrayal of such bill is such that legitimacy is construed in the Aparajita bill, but then we cannot summarily say that this particular bill is right now passed or enforced because precedent assent is not there. But there are certain punishments which we need to understand that it has extended and what has been extended. So if you will see, as you know that Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita section 64, section 63 defines rape, section 63 defines rape, section 64 provides for the punishment. And you will find that the punishment starts with rigorous imprisonment. As you know, rigorous imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 10 years. Rigorous imprisonment which shall not be less than 10 years, which means minimum punishment is 10 years rigorous imprisonment. Okay, 10 years rigorous imprisonment, but which may also extend to imprisonment for life and fine. But here you will find that death penalty is missing. In original law, death penalty is not there, but the West Bengal bill, right, imprisonment for life in section 4B of the BNS also includes rigorous imprisonment for life. Now, life imprisonment जहाँ पे है वो simple ordinary life imprisonment नहीं है, वो rigorous यानी कि you need to do hard labor also and that too lifelong, ये भी introduce किया है. Rigorous imprisonment involves hard labor during the sentence, सज़ा करने के दौरान. What is the punishment for aggravated rape? सो सेक्शन 66 के अंदर जो मेन एक्ट है, प्रिंसिपल एक्ट है, उसमें अगर एग्रीवेटेड रेप हो जाता है, यानी महिला को किसी ऐसी स्थिति में डाल दिया कि वो परमानेंट वेजिटेटिव स्टेट में चली गई, तो 20 ईयर्स इन प्रिजन विद पॉसिबिलिटी ऑफ लाइफ इम्प्रिजनमेंट और विथ डेथ. तो एग्रीवेटेड रेप में पनिशमेंट डेथ है. अपराजिता बिल सारी तरह की पनिशमेंट डिलीट कर देता है और सिर्फ डेथ को रखता है. तो ये बड़ी अजीब सी बात है, क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ पे कोशिश की जाती है मिनिमम सेंटेंसिंग देने की, मिनिमम सेंटेंस देने की, राइट. वो एक कॉन्सेप्ट है जो कि मॉडर्न डेमोक्रेसी, मॉडर्न जुरिस्प्रूडेंस, मॉडर्न क्रिमिनल जुरिस्प्रूडेंस का पार्ट है. अपराजिता बिल इन सबको डिलीट कर देता है. सेक्शन 70 के अंदर गैंग रेप के ऑफेंस के बारे में भारतीय न्याय संहिता प्रिंसिपल एक्ट में बात की गई है, जहां पे वो प्रोविजन देता है कि अगर 18 साल की उम्र से कम की विक्टिम है, राइट, तो डेथ पेनल्टी देंगे. और ओल्डर वुमेन के केस में रिगोरस इम्प्रिजनमेंट फॉर लाइफ देंगे. ये सेक्शन 70 क्लॉज 2, सेक्शन 70 क्लॉज 1 में दिया हुआ है. लेकिन वेस्ट बंगाल का जो बिल है वो 70 क्लॉज 1 को इस तरीके से अमेंड करता है कि डेथ पेनल्टी ऑल्सो फॉर द गैंग रेप ऑफ अ वुमेन अबव द एज ऑफ 18. तो यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं कि वेस्ट बंगाल के बिल ने पनिशमेंट्स को काफ़ी ज़्यादा स्ट्रिक्ट कर दिया है, राइट. सो दीज आर द थिंग्स दैट वी शुड रिमेंबर एंड वी शुड टेक्निकली अंडरस्टैंड. 71, 72, 73 में डिफरेंट क्लॉजेज हैं जहाँ पे वो रिपीट ऑफेंडर्स की बात करता है. रेप विक्टिम की अगर आइडेंटिटी डिस्क्लोज कर दी तो पनिशमेंट मिलती है. अगर कोर्ट की प्रोसीडिंग्स जो चल रही हैं उसके ऊपर आपने इंफॉर्मेशन पब्लिश कर दी तो भी आपको सज़ा मिलती है. यानी कि विक्टिम की आइडेंटिटी जो होती है, अगर विक्टिम वुमेन है तो उसकी आइडेंटिटी को प्रिजर्व करने की बात होती है हमेशा. प्रिजर्वेशन ऑफ आइडेंटिटी ऑफ प्रोसिक्यूट्रिक्स, ठीक है. प्रोसिक्यूट्रिक्स को बहुत प्रोटेक्शन देता है हमारे यहाँ पे क्रिमिनल लॉ. तो विक्टिम की आइडेंटिटी, महिला विक्टिम की आइडेंटिटी प्रोटेक्ट करने की बात होती है. पॉक्सो एक्ट में भी जो डेथ है, राइट, उसको भी इंट्रोड्यूस कर दिया गया है पेनिट्रेटिव सेक्सुअल असॉल्ट के चलते, राइट. सेक्शन 4 वेयर द हाईएस्ट पनिशमेंट करेंटली इज लाइफ इम्प्रिजनमेंट. नाउ इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ डेथ पेनल्टी जो है, ठीक है, डेथ पेनल्टी ये मॉडर्न जुरिस्प्रूडेंस में एक आपने सुना होगा रेयरेस्ट ऑफ द रेयर केस में देंगे, रेयरेस्ट ऑफ द रेयर केस. अब अपराजिता बिल क्या करता है कि हर केस को रेयरेस्ट ऑफ द रेयर केस की तरह इंक्लूड कर रहा है. एंड दिस इज वेयर यू विल फाइंड दैट द बिल इज ट्राइंग टू टेक अस बैक इन टाइम. दो दिस पर्टिकुलर कॉल, right, the frustration, the aggression by the public over the incident is very much justified. I am not giving any second opinion with whether such law is required or not, because it has not been done by one state, but there are multiple other states that we have seen that they have done it. Andhra Pradesh has also done it, Maharashtra has also done it. So it is very technical to say that this law, this amendment is not required, stringent provision is not required. But more than that, I think punishment is less of a deterrence. Completion of a trial within limited time period is very much important, okay? And completion of investigation is also more important. As you know that in the RG Kar Medical College incident, the CBI has stated that they are unable to complete the investigation because the crime scene is right now disturbed and they are unable to collect the evidence. And this basically defeats, the provision of free and fair trial, where crime scene is disturbed to such an extent that investigation can't be done, and then how the evidence will be gathered and how the guilt will be proved beyond reasonable doubt. So that is why completion of investigation within limited time allows for completion of trial within limited time, and that all change is also required, and that is a very positive change that this West Bengal government has done. As you know, there are certain provisions which were missing in CRPC, where time period for completion of investigation, time period for charge framing, time period for plea bargaining, okay, time period for application for discharge, the time period for completion of the trial, and the time period from the last date of hearing till punishment is given. All these time periods were not mentioned in CRPC, but the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Samhita takes forward this baton and provides for time stipulations where you need to complete all of this within limited time period. Now this is where Aparajita bill also comes into picture and says that there is an express purpose of investigating, hearing and deciding rape cases on strict timelines, and for that very same reason special institutions are being created. Section 29C is now introduced by Aparajita bill in Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Samhita, which states that the state government will form Aparajita task force. If there is a rape incident in West Bengal, Aparajita task force will be formed in every district which will investigate these rape cases, which is not an ordinary police. Okay, all persons including government officers will be obligated to assist the task force without any delay, failing which they can be imprisoned for 6 months. So if you do not complete investigation and you not cooperate with the investigation and you are a government servant, you can be imprisoned for 6 months. This is one thing very important to be noticed here. The bill also reduces the time period under Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Samhita under section 193, okay, to complete the investigation to the relevant BNS and POCSO offences. In BNS it is 60 days, okay, but it has reduced it 21 days. Though any such urgency does not ensure justice, but then that does create a pressure on the system, on the administration, on the police machinery, investigating machinery to complete the trial. And within, if you do it within 21 days, there are less chances that the accused will run away, that the witnesses will turn away, and the crime scene can't be secured for a period of 21 days. So this further can be extended by another 15 days if necessary. Now these are some of the important provisions, okay, how the bill can be enforced. So it is important that there are special courts which will be established in every district for the purpose of expeditious completion of inquiry or trial. Now amendment has been introduced, section 29A, 29B. Now please understand these amendments, the amendments in amendments in BNS, amendments by West Bengal in Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Samhita are limited in territorial jurisdiction. That does not mean that if this particular bill is passed, that particular amendment will be applicable to the whole of India, but that particular amendment will be applicable only to West Bengal, okay, West Bengal. So that is where it is important for you, I mean for a CLAT aspirant, this information might be a little technical information to understand, that there is a central law prevailing across India, but there are certain amendments made in certain sections which are applicable only in that relevant state. Okay, so the bill also amends Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Samhita section 346, which is reducing the time to complete the trial after the charge sheet is filed from 60 days to again 30 days. So you will find in the previous slide we have studied that the investigation has to be completed within 21 days. After investigation is completed, charge sheet is filed, and after filing of the charge sheet, trial is to be completed within 30 days. And now the bill will be presented to the governor of the West Bengal, who shall be sending that particular bill for the assent and consideration of our President Draupadi Murmu. And once it is given assent, the bill will come into force. So this was all about the Aparajita bill that a CLAT aspirant should have known. And as you can understand, it is about expeditious investigation, expeditious trial, and basically to secure this particular debate, that justice delayed is justice denied, to arrest this debate from happening anymore when it comes to offences against women. I think this is a very welcome move by the West Bengal. There was unanimity in the state legislature of West Bengal. For the very first time, we saw government and opposition coming up together in unison, and they have passed this bill. This is a welcome step. This is a welcome move by the West Bengal, you can say state, the government, as well as the member of legislative assemblies there. But what will be the result of this particular bill? Will it persuade the parliamentarians to introduce necessary amendments in Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita? As you know, the biggest criticism around the criminal laws are that they have been passed without due discussions and due deliberations in the parliament. So what lies ahead is only a matter of time. Only time can tell. And whatever we say would be merely opinionated speculation. But then I think your comments on this particular bill, whether it is a welcome move, whether do you understand the importance of this, or you decry the importance of this and you say that something else could have been done, or whether you say that the West Bengal government should not have taken efforts to shield anyone if anyone else is involved. Please, your opinions are very much important, and we are actively vouching for your opinions on our comment section. This was Harshvardhan Tripathi signing off from today's session. I'll see you guys in the next.